What's up? It's your boy JoeJack, back with episode 4 of my Link series. I hope y'all been enjoying this so far. Today we got my boy PJ, aka Cash Kill. We linking up with him. We're gonna check out his collection, talk sneakers and style with him. He got a nice collection, a nice variety, and he been around sneakers for a long time. He an OG in the game, so he got some stories to tell and give y'all some insight on his style and how he put it together. So stay tuned. Check out my boy's PJ collection. Running kind of behind schedule as usual, but I hope he don't say nothing about it. What's up, bro?
What's up with you?
What's going on? Cash Kill.
What's up with you? If you late, I'm here. Alright.
What's up? It's your boy JoeJack, back with episode 4 of my Link series. Sitting here with my boy
You know, man.
PJ, aka Cash Kill.
The man, the myth, the legend.
The legend.
The GOAT.
My boy been knowing him for a long time, man. So we're gonna get into his collection. He got a nice variety, as I told y'all earlier. He got some stories. You know, he's very knowledgeable about sneakers, so
Yeah, I do. I got my sneaker 101, you know, in the school of hard knocks.
let me know. So where did it all start for you? Like sneakers?
I would say sneakers for me came from, I'd probably say from the love of basketball.
Yeah.
For me, like not even playing it, just watching it. Like I grew up
We grew up in Illinois.
Grew up in Illinois, Chicago, watching Michael Jordan be the GOAT, watching him win those championships, hitting those shots, you know what I'm saying, playing the game that he did, and then it had to be the shoes he was in for him to be that great.
That's what the commercial said.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm watching the commercial and hearing them, you know what I'm saying, say it's got to be the shoes.
Gotta be the shoes.
When I go to the store and I want fresh kicks, they gotta be that shoe. Even if I ain't playing basketball, it's something synonymous with that Jordan.
That shoe.
Yes.
So what is it for you? Like you got a certain you a retro man?
I'm definitely a retro man. I can't, you know, like I'm a Jordan guy. I love Jumpman. I love Jordan, but they kind of lost me after.
Okay, where did what stop for you? A lot of people stop at the 13. Some people go up to the 14.
I'm gonna go all the way up to in some cases, in some instances, probably the 23.
The 23.
Yeah, because that's the one with the thumbprint on there.
Yeah, with the cursive.
Yeah, see, like that was the first exclusive drop for me. The trophy room. A lot of people don't really know about that. That trophy room drop kind of changed up a lot for sneaker culture and just the love for sneakers for me. It was the subtle hints on that trophy room drop that grabbed me, that grabbed my attention. Yeah.
A lot of people don't pay attention to that. It's the detail. So, but I see you got Air Max. You know, a little diverse when it comes to the sneakers.
I'm definitely a hardcore Air Max head.
Yeah.
I love MJ to death. That's my guy. But Nike for me is that Air Max. And I ran track a little bit, you know, growing up in school. I ran track and I played a little bit of tennis, if people don't know. But Air Max was definitely my go-to kick.
Show me some Air Max then.
I got some Air Maxes right here. These right here, you know, a couple people probably seen these. These right here would be them Air Max DNA pack. Yeah, it's a Huarache mix. So looking at that shoe, you'll just off the cuff, you'll automatically assume that's just a regular Air Max with some cool colorway on it. But if you look deeper into it, the double eyelets, that let you know that that's a Huarache inspired. The tongue has preparation in it, like the Huarache. You don't got the sleeve like the Huarache per se, but you got that perforation and those holes in that tongue that pays homage to the Huarache, which also paid homage to the creator of that shoe, which was Tinker Hatfield. And Tinker Hatfield was probably a lot of people don't know, if you love Jordans, Tinker Hatfield was behind a lot of Michael Jordan sneakers that people love with. Oh man, you got what you got, the 7. He took off with the 3, but you got the 3, the 4, the 5, the 6, the 7. I think the 8, the 9. He even made the 10, 11, 12. You can go all the way up to the 14, even the 15. And that's all Tinker Hatfield inspiration. Like he designed those shoes. So along with Air Max, and he made every Air Max and Huarache. He made all these shoes, and like people don't understand that that's a big thing for me as far as showing love and paying homage to sneaker culture. He did a lot for sneakers, and he did a lot for the designer, and that's what people love. The man with the master. Man, that's what people love. Yeah. Then you got, like I showed you that DNA pack.
So you got both of them.
I got both of the DNA packs. Now I don't got both of the DNA packs, which is what I love about this pack, because sometimes you do got to buy both shoes to get one shoe that you love. But they dropped them single, so I got this one, and then I got that one, but I didn't get the Huaraches. I didn't get the Huaraches. No, I didn't. Yeah.
Which you a Huarache man?
I'm not really a Huarache man. They really, they tight shoes. You know what I'm saying? And if I would have got that one in the particular size that I got, I would have had to settle for the Huarache in that particular size, and it would have been too tight for me. Okay. So I had to pass on the Huarache, but
good thing they came out separately.
That's why I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
That's what's up. You got what else you rocking? You a one man? I see you got some ones over there.
Yeah, I got. You know, did you pick these up?
That's a long story.
Yeah, that's why I said it. Yeah, that's my guy. We go back and forth all the time. But yeah, these pine greens. I actually picked these up 2 reasons. I picked them up because I love retro ones, especially like with that premium leather, and you know you got a lot of tumbled leather on here, with some smooth leather as well. And then I also picked them up because it was St. Patrick's Day, and I needed some green kicks to wear so I wouldn't get pinched. So that's why I grabbed these up. But yeah, these are ones, man, which is the classic Jordan silhouette that everybody knows, and it all started. And you can't go wrong with a retro one, especially an OG with that. If you got Nike ear on the tongue, you probably grab my attention, no matter really the colorway.
I got a question. What was the first shoe that they dropped with the lace swap? Because you know we come from the OG era, we didn't swap laces. Unless you had like some Reeboks or something, throw some Fat Boy laces or something.
Yips. Okay.
So other than that, like as far as like, it was almost like it's like an unwritten rule. You don't lace.
No.
But then they start coming with the different laces with the shoe. So what you think the first shoe that they did? I think it's the Leroy Smith.
Now you speaking like as far as like Jordans go? Or you speak Jordans? Yeah. You say Leroy Smith was the first with the lace drop?
That's what I think.
Okay. I would probably have to say that first retro one OG drop. I don't know if I remember it correctly. It came out. It was the blue. It was the royal blue and blacks. Then they came out with some mid navy blue and silver. They dropped on the same day. Okay. And then, I don't know what year that was, but I went to Chester. I remember going to Chesterfield Mall and my brother picking up those mids because they came with a silver Jordan sign. Okay. And yeah, and then I was really wasn't a big Jordan guy at the time, so I passed on both of those retro ones, which was the dumbest thing I probably could have ever done.
Back on it.
Man, I ended up getting some white ones, man, and I don't know why I did that, but my brother, he had them kicks, man, and you know what I'm saying, shout out to Big Bro. He is a definite shoe aficionado. He taught me everything I know about the kicks as far as like the respect for him, because I was a rough guy with my shoes.
Yeah, I think we all was. Like, I mean, I know you, like, so your collection, you got a nice collection now, but it'd be crazy if you didn't mess up so many.
Oh my God, man! If I wasn't as goofy as I was with the shoe respect, because I go outside with some shoes and just kick rocks type thing. Like I'm literally out there just stepping in mud and jumping around in brand new shoes I just got. You know, my brother looking at me like, dude, you tripping, man. I'm just like, man, I don't care. These just tennis shoes. And then now it's like, if somebody like brush against my shoe, I'm like, oh, what? I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? This cost me too much, you know. And I don't mean like money. I mean like as far as like the love I got for it. I got a lot of love for sneakers. Man, it's crazy how much I value my kicks.
So what else you got? What else you got? You gonna show us?
Man, these right here.
Another one.
Yes, you gonna see probably a couple ones for sure. But this, I know y'all. The color ain't off on this. It's a two piecer. So you got your black and gold on one end, and then you got your white side panel on the side with the gold toe. So this was kind of like a top three.
Top three version.
But
black and gold.
Black and gold. They did drop a top three in this version that was actually switched out on both shoes. It wasn't the same.
The toe box was different, and then the tongue was different.
That was a rare shoe. You know, I can't get a lot more like this guy over here.
Was a complex.
He's a rare guy right here. Like this guy's drop. My drop is like general release right now.
GRs right now.
You got some GRs, but at the same time, those GRs. Yes, you do. You got some GRs. You know what I'm saying? I got some pluses, just some pluses. You know, Chicago inspired. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I love these. I didn't think I was gonna be a big fan of those Air Max pluses. I just grabbed them up.
That Vapor Max bottom, it takes some getting used to.
That's true. It do. Especially if you ain't never wore a pair of Vapor Max. Yeah. Then, man, I got I don't know if a lot of people know these. Another one.
The Lab, ain't it?
It's a Lab 1-4. So what these are a collection of two Jordans aesthetically put together. So you got a Retro 1 silhouette, then you got a Retro 4 side panel. That's what all this fencing is.
I never knew what the Lab meant.
Yeah.
I got two of the Lab 4s.
So it's an Element series of them. So the Lab 4 that you got, like you got that red one, right, with the patent leather?
And the black one.
And the black one. So they took homage off the 11.
Okay.
That's why the whole shoe is covered in patent leather with the 4. This took homage off the 4 with the 1. That's why you got on the inside, you got that Air Jordan tongue like the Retro 4. Now this cool shoe, it took some hits because I love this shoe. But a lot of people that see me in this shoe don't even know it's a Jordan. They be like, man, this is a cool designer shoe. Where you get this shoe from? But it's a Retro 1, and it glow in the dark. This whole shoe glow in the dark. The sole and the whole shoe, as long as it gets some light saturation into it.
That's what's up.
Yeah. Now I got a classic 11. You know, my retro bread. This is a classic one. This is probably my 4th or 5th time buying this shoe.
That's crazy. So a lot of people be like, man, you stupid. They sell you the shoe over and over again. But it's hard to talk to that person because they just don't understand.
No. See, a lot of people don't know that the Retro 11s that have been coming out every holiday, they raised the patent leather line on them to the OG patent leather line. Yeah. So if you got some Retro 11s prior to I think it was the Space Jam. Was the Space Jam the first one?
Space Jam was the first one.
So if you got some shoes prior to the Space Jam drop, then you will see the length of the patent leather is higher on here than it was before that Space Jam, and I bought them just because, man, like it ain't gonna never be a holiday season. I don't get that Retro 11. Right. I don't care what color it is. It ain't gonna be a holiday season. Now, I got a couple more. I ain't got all of them because I was moving and I got a lot of shoes at my mom's and a lot of shoes, you know, in various places where I couldn't get all of my sneaker collection. These right here mean a lot to me because it was my first like online, you know, like how the game is now, online sneaker order, and it was a collab. My first collab, and it was a dunk. So this right here is a dunk collab with a company out of East Coast called Fish and Ladder. So that's why they got the salmon imprint on there with the salmon pink. The sole has salmon on it. Fish scale on the Nike sign. This was when you asked me about the switching of the laces. The dunks were the first ones that actually came out with the switch of like they brought you different laces in each box, you know, for the skateboarders, and that's what the SB stand for. Nike SB is for Nike skateboarding, and I can't do a kick flip ollie or I can't do nothing. I just like the shoe. I ain't Lupe Fiasco, but I just love a Nike dunk.
That's what's up.
Yep. And then I'm gonna grab up one more Air Max. This one took his hits because I love my shoes.
That look like the anniversary inspiration on there.
Yeah, it's the anniversary. You know, you see the 326 on the tongue. Mm-hmm. You know, every sneakerhead knows what that date means. Yeah. You know, I ain't really.
Air Max Day.
Oh man, come on. You know that. You know that. Now these right here are they're not the actual OG, but they do pay a little love to the OG pair.
Right.
The panel is not, you know, it's all of this stuff is like really mesh with a TPU overlay. I'm talking a lot of shoe lingo. People who know shoes, they know exactly what I'm saying when I say like TPU and side panels and all of that crap. Everybody else looking at me like, man, what is this dude talking about? Right.
It's a dope shoe.
Yeah.
That's
Now,
what they want to hear.
I seen your boy.
And see that's Tinker Hatfield.
This is Tinker. I seen your co-host. You know, on the last episode you had KD. He had these, and he gave shout out to Jay Sims. Sims had them too.
I got them too.
You got them too. Like I said, this by far is probably my favorite. I know you've seen a lot of ones, but this by far is probably my favorite Jordan. The 3. The 3 is my favorite Jordan.
So is you for the Nike sign? The Nike sign kind of throw me off a little bit. I liked the shoe, but it's kind of I'm not used to the Nike sign being on that 3 like that.
I love 3s so much that I've had so many, but this Nike sign for me is like, my man was in the lab creating the shoe, and he had so many variations, and they could have came out. This could have been the shoe that everybody loved.
That could have been.
But it didn't make the cut. So boom, here it is right here in all its glory. You know what I'm saying? All its entirety. And then the cool thing about these is, let me go ahead and swap my check out to whatever. Oh, you know, I had to do elephant print one time. You know what I'm saying? And then another thing, this pays homage to this shoe.
Right.
That's why these shoes look so much alike, because this pays homage to this Air Max 1.
With the same design.
Yeah. And then that's why you got my attention too. You got my attention too because of that. There's no doubt you're not going to grab my attention on the Air Max 1. Okay, so I do need some OG Royal engraves from you know, like we back here talking about Air Max 1s and stuff.
If you wore my size, I have you, bro.
But see, the cool thing about the Air Max 1s is I got to go a half a size up.
Oh,
so that worked for me right there. But yeah, man, you know.
But see, you got one more pair over there that you didn't mention. Super hype shoe.
Yeah.
Everybody go crazy for.
Yeah, they do.
Go ahead and put it out there.
Ah, man, this Yeezy Zebra. The Zebra. Shout out to, you know, like I said, when we first started this video, you know, I said the man, the myth, the legend, the GOAT. That's who it was that created this kick was the GOAT.
It's the GOAT to you?
Man, dude, the best that ever did it.
Yeah.
Yeezy. You know what I'm saying? They're like, the cool thing about this is that it's a hype shoe, for sure. But when you put it on, if you ever got one, the comfort of this Yeezy is nothing else compares to the comfort of the shoe.
Walking on clouds.
Man, you're walking on clouds. And then it's made by, you know, a rap god. So
how do you feel? You see, they supposed to be re-releasing that for like the 3rd time.
This Zebra.
Yeah. How do you feel about the sneaker game then and now?
See, when I would say like the drops that came out now, the repeats of them and stuff like that. I love it as far as like a sneaker fan, because you know it's been times where I done went to a drop and they were sold out, and you know, like back in the day it'd be that drop, like they ain't coming back out, you know what I'm saying? And then there wasn't no outlets like your StockX's and your GOATs and, you know what I'm saying, Kicks on Fire, Stadium Kicks, Fight Club. There wasn't no outlets like that, so you wasn't finding that shoe for a resale unless somebody in the neighborhood pulled up with a trunk full of them, and you had to kind of, even that trunk full, you had to guess like, is these joints, is these the legit joints, you know what I'm saying? Like, right, but you push come to shove, you might snatch them up and then just see how they rock out with you, you know what I'm saying? But the sneaker game, you know, it's not. It's a love. It's a love hate for some, but for me, I love it because it's several different ways, especially with this, you know, stuff going on right now with this COVID-19 and stuff, malls shut down and all that. Yeah. My therapy, I get my therapy not from shopping for clothes. I get my therapy from the kicks. I look online and I see the shoes and I'm like, man, I got more chances of getting these kicks now chilling in the crib because I'm up not doing nothing. Right. You know?
Right. How you feel about the bots and stuff?
Worst thing I ever. experience in my life. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't, like I said, unless you're a reseller, like, you know, I ain't a fan of the bots either.
No.
Cause it's like, you know, you snatching my size.
Right. It ain't.
And you snatching my size to sell. I'm trying to snatch my size to rock.
Right.
To put together with an outfit for
Yeah.
the culture. You know, like so
What the purpose was intended.
What the shoe made for.
Yeah, you buy the shoe to rock it and to look nice.
I do respect hustlers though. That aspect of it. I do respect the hustle part, but
yeah, but
it takes away from, to me it just takes away from the passion.
How much of a hustle do you got with the bots? Now, if you on there like us, wake up in the morning, you know that shoe drop at 9 a.m. You know how some people say like, man, I ain't waiting in lines no more. I ain't doing the tickets. I ain't doing the raffles.
Right.
But if you go to those sneaker websites and you trying to get that shoe when it drop, you still waiting in line.
Right.
You waiting in line with a million other people all over the world. Yeah. Everybody got their phone in their hand, waiting for their phone. You know what I'm saying? Steady refreshing, trying to make sure, you know. Then you refresh at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Oh, your Wi-Fi. Oh,
Wi-Fi
man.
gotta be hit.
Man, that's what I'm saying. That's why you got to come shop with me for that Wi-Fi. You AT&T, get that Wi-Fi. I got a little plug right there. But yeah, so the sneaker game,
you love it.
I love the sneaker game right now just because of the dope drops. Like, I'm playing 2K right now, and I'm going through the 2K menu in my neighborhood. They got kicks, and then if you do a certain incentive on the game, like score a certain amount of points, a certain amount of assists, it puts you in the drawing for the virtual kicks to actually be the physical. They'll actually give you a chance to buy the physical version of the shoes that's in the game.
I seen that on the sneaker app. I seen something about that.
Yeah, they had like some LeBrons and some Giannis, you know what I'm saying, Freak, you know what I'm saying, ones, and they had a whole bunch of different kicks. I necessarily wouldn't grab them up, but I'm just saying, like, that type of stuff.
That just kind of let you know that how sneakers have grown.
Yeah. When we were younger, we wasn't playing no video game. We weren't playing NBA Live, and all of a sudden they say you can win these brand new Jordans and all. Man, you know how crazy we would be if that type of stuff happened when we were younger?
That's crazy.
Yep.
Well, we're going to wrap this up, man. Man, I enjoyed talking to you.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Talk,
yeah.
Man.
Yep. I do want to give a shout out to, before we get done with this, amidst all this COVID stuff, I do want to give a shout out to all the essential workers, including myself, my man's over here, you know what I'm saying, all the nurses in healthcare, everything, and the doctors and all that, just working hard for all of us out here during this pandemic and getting everybody helped out and taken care of. I want to do a huge shout out for that, for sure.
That's what's up,
yeah.
Man. So, it's your boy PJ, a.k.a. Cash Kill. What
man, the truth. The man, the myth, the legend, the GOAT.
That's him.
I'm the shit, evidently.
Episode 4. Appreciate y'all watching.
All right, man. Yeah.